Take the spotlight or avoid it?
Avoid it.
Welcome.
Yeah, exactly. The irony of
Welcome
this.
to the cameras.
Welcome to the spotlight.
All right, James Fox, former CEO of Havas. Lovely to have you here.
Thank you for having me.
What does after work mean to you?
After work, I sort of would describe as being 10 rows back from an Arctic Monkeys concert. where you're watching an unbelievable performance and it's slightly chaotic. You're getting bashed around a bit, but you're enjoying it either way.
This is a great analogy. I'm so glad I wore my rocking Oasis
I should have said Oasis, but yes.
Well, look, I wanted to have you on the sofa to talk about parenting because I'm very excited to have you here so that we can delve into a dad's perspective on parenting in the advertising industry.
Sure.
So why don't you tell me a little bit about your situation, your boys, and we can discuss.
So I've got 2 boys. My youngest was born with Down syndrome.
Yeah.
My 8-year-old is very different. He is most probably atypical, I suppose, in some ways. There was a lot of social communication things.
Yep.
We went through the ASD diagnosis and process. We learned
ASD, for those who don't know.
Autism spectrum disorder.
Yeah.
2 very different boys, I would say. One is very fast-paced and, does everything as quickly as he possibly can. And on the other end, there's almost the wonderful reflection of having a child with Down syndrome where the development of him is slower, actually. It's just a symptom of that additional chromosome. And so you get to appreciate some of that stuff more than you most probably do as you set your expectations to sort of with a child that you think, well, those things will happen.
Yeah.
So when he talks, that's a big deal. When he stands, that's a big deal. These little incidental moments become things that he may or may not ever do. And then when they happen, they're magic. So I think, you start to see and appreciate the simplest things.
And let's be really honest, I feel like this I have 1, possibly 2 kids with special educational needs. And I am so grateful for them because I feel like they changed a perspective that I had that was down a certain line of academia. And what these kids have gifted me is a very special appreciation of different things in life. Yeah. My middle daughter, who is so creative, has so many interests. All these things matter way more than the UK school system. Yeah. So there is something about, in terms of personal development, if I'm being selfish, that these beautiful children have given us, I hope. Everyone describes you as a very compassionate leader. Do you think that was ingrained in you pre-having your boys, or do you think it's something that's just been amped up through your experiences of parenting?
I've always been very curious and very understanding of individuals' situations, because me understanding people personally has allowed me to both be there to support them when they need it, and to create a condition within the working environment to get the best out of them when they've got other stuff going on.
Yeah.
I know we spend a lot of time finding purpose in the title that we're given, but in the truth behind it, we are all people dealing with something, big or small. And I think understanding that a bit more means that we can create working environments that enable that person to come and do their job day to day at the best level and show up. I think as soon as you have children and it places more emphasis on how you spend your time, it only heightens that, because I became much more consciously aware that I had a lot going on outside of work. And I had to be very cognizant of bringing that into work and working in a particular way so that I didn't also bring the weight of that back into my home life. There's nothing worse than carrying something personally so heavy that you can't leave it at the door when you walk in to go and spend time with your family and your kids, because whilst your other half, your partner, might provide the space for you to talk about that stuff and vent and you crack on, your kids don't. Your kids want you present, whether they have got special educational needs or not. They see you as you. Yeah. And so, you want to come home and not be too stressed. You don't want to impart the stuff that you've dealt with during the day to them. And so being conscious of how the environment that you provide for other people in order to be able to do that is really important.
There is a counter to that, which is the environment you're creating for people is a very compassionate and empathetic one.
Yeah.
But that could mean you also take on other people's issues
Yes.
yourself and then take that
Yeah.
home, and then
Yeah.
that affects you as
Yeah.
a parent, as a
Yeah.
leader, etc. How do you do that? Like, how do you have boundaries? How do you go, share? I want to know what you're going through, but we also have a job to do.
Yeah, 100%. I mean, the truth is that some people don't want to share the whole time. Some people want to share a bit more because work becomes a safe space, or the relationship that they have with somebody is safe enough for them to be able to share that. And that's vice versa as well with me. I want to share enough for people to understand that I might be coming to work carrying something.
Yes.
So that they might be able to support me as much as I might be able to support them.
Yeah.
But there's always a balance. Work is, you're there to provide, the service for your clients and create incredible work. And those types of environments require a level of purposeful constraint around certain things. It's not the space to share absolutely everything. It's the space to hopefully create the best condition for that person to be able to do the job that they're doing, find purpose, have a sense of belonging, and then step away knowing that they're not so exhausted that when they go back home, they can still be present.
Yeah. It's also a comfort level, isn't it? Like,
Yeah.
you can do better work and share better opinions when you're comfortable and feeling safe.
It's more a level of being aware of how kind you need to be to one another.
Yeah.
And the industry it's busy. We are all competitive, we're all driven, we all want to do incredible work and have our name attached to that. It's not always about compassion, it's about care. Just being aware of how people may be feeling at any one point in time can create enormous value.
We talked a bit about parenthood, a bit about special educational needs, and how that's affected you as a leader. What is the one thing that your boys have taught you to change about yourself in leadership?
When you have a child like Canberra, some of those things aren't set in stone. And as you get older, you see limitations differently. They see limitations as opportunities. They don't even know that it's a limit. They're just doing them and seeking out the most exciting thing possible. As you get older, as adults, you place these unconditional limits on whether something might be risky, whether something might affect your personal brand, or what is somebody else going to say. You bring all of these other things to make a decision as to whether something is right. The creative industry is about taking risk.
Yeah.
Creativity is about finding something that you've never done before to solve a problem. And, watching them do things for the first time is a reminder that it's okay to take risks and create environments for risks to feel like the right thing to do, because that's where it all happens. You have children, whatever needs they are, limitations are all only what you put on yourself. Literally anything is possible. And so when we're sitting around developing strategies, creating work, looking at ways in which we can solve problems in the most modern and creative way possible, there's no reason to be in those conversations placing limits on ourselves, because that's where the magic happens.
So you've been very open about therapy and how it's helped you personally.
Yeah.
Even to the point where somebody said to me, you add into your diary, into your calendar, your work calendar, when you have therapy sessions, so that everyone can see that it's open. I
recognised as I got into it how liberating it was to talk to someone about stuff that might just be on my mind. And so I got a lot from it. If you are fortunate to find yourself in a position where you are busy and you are senior, it's a lonelier place to exist in. You don't have the opportunity to share the things that are on your mind with others. And so that is unequivocally a space to be able to do that. I wanted to make sure that other people felt comfortable that was something that they should go and try. I've never hidden what's in my diary, and it's transparently telling them where I am, really.
But for
just
a
as
leader to normalise therapy is brilliant.
I never really thought about it like that.
Yeah.
It made me understand who I was a bit better, actually. You can very easily wear a lot of hats, and you do carry a lot. When you're in a position of leadership, you're in a position of influence. It isn't just what you say, it's how you make people feel when you say it or do things, and that sticks with people.
What has changed for you having used therapy as a tool?
I think I know myself a bit better. I think up until that point, if anybody asked me sort of who I was or what drove me, or all those sorts of reflective questions, I most probably wouldn't have been able to have answered them directly. And I wouldn't have most probably been as truthful to myself on the things that I enjoy doing versus what I don't, and what I hold value on and with, so that when I am working or going for other opportunities or new things, I know myself a bit better and what's going to benefit me more than anything. I think also you get to understand some of the experiences that you have had in life and why and how they've shaped you.
Yeah.
That has made a massive difference.
What's the best thing you've done in the last 12 months?
I mean, not work.
Yeah.
I genuinely, I love my job and I love working in industry, and I always have done. But disconnecting from it for a little while, disconnecting from my phone, being happy with not being needed in a particular way has been brilliant.
What's the best piece of advice you could give someone about to start their career in advertising?
I think curiosity is still a big part of our
Yeah.
jobs. If I go back to what I was saying before, it's the start of something, it's a first again. Treat every experience like that. You don't have to have an answer. Put your hand up for everything. Every experience is going to lead to you being well-rounded. Find a mentor that will give you advice and doesn't mind you asking as many questions as you possibly can to understand and learn.
You've done it. You finished.
Oh, is that it? Oh, cheers.
Lucky
Thank you.
It's over.
There we go. There we go.
Finish the sentence. At the Christmas party I was.
Flagging.
It's our age, that is.